37th annual Give a Kid a Book campaign kicking off in Green Bay today. That initiative, launched by Friends of the Brown County Library and honorary literacy ambassador Brianne LaFleur, the wife of the Packers head coach, focusing on collecting and distributing new books to low-income children during the holidays.
To see the community come together like this to support, low-income families, to give them the same opportunities as everybody else. So it's just, it kind of is near and dear to my heart, and it's something that I would always support as long as we're here.
There are various locations around Brown County to donate those books. You can also purchase books online or at area stores participating in the program. All those details can be found at wbay.com/links. The distribution of books will take place in December in partnership with the Green Bay Salvation Army Holiday Assistance Program.